Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name's Nastasia, and today, guys, we're spilling some tea. Today, we are spilling the tea on my exes. That is right, people, you heard it here. I am finally kind of spilling some tea on my exes because I have quite a few of them. And, yeah, there's a lot. So, if you are interested, if you end up liking this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss out on a video every time I post. My Instagram is right here where you can see the behind the scenes of my life and my fiance that I love oh so much, that I'm so grateful that every single breakup brought me to. He's a lot on my my Instagram over there. And my Christian clothing shop, Nolia, will be down in the description box below. Well, first of all, this actually isn't even tea, but this mug is from my shop. You can't really see it because of the ring light. From my shop, Nolia, and it is a tumbler. I just don't have the lid on, but it is like a bunch of little stars, and it has different verses on it. Well, different portions of verses. Anyway, I love it. And inside isn't tea at all. It is my pina colada LiquidIV. That is right, because what is better than tea? Drinking a non-alcoholic pina colada. No, I do love LiquidIV. You guys know that. I talk about them all the time. But they sent me their new pina colada flavor, and it is a dream. It is my favorite flavor by far, and I love all the other ones, but this is my favorite. And you can get it on their website now. I have a code. You can click the link down below, save yourself some money, all that. So first of all, I will not be disclosing any names. I know, disappointing, I'm sorry. I will not be disclosing names or like the year that I dated them or anything like that, because I do want to keep their privacy private. This isn't supposed to be like a drama video, so you're probably thinking, then what is the point of this video? I do have a point of this video. The point is because there were a lot of kind of signs in those relationships that I should have gotten out and probably earlier than I did. And I didn't listen to those signs, or I didn't see them, or I was kind of blinded to them. And I get a lot of people message me saying, hey, this happened and I don't know what to do about it. Should I stay with him? Should I not? And I do have a video about red flags in dating. I will put that up here for you to check out after this one. But I also know that a lot of times things happen in relationships that don't totally qualify as a red flag, but also is kind of like, is this normal? And so I wanted to point out some of my experiences and kind of point out certain things that I realized, oh my goodness, should have seen that coming, or just even they clearly weren't that into me and I just didn't see it. All right, that was a long intro. Let's get into the video. So something I wanted to point out, I, in my past, have dated 3 separate guys that all specifically had either a past or at that time present issue with porn. And I wanted to address this because I realized today when I was planning for this video, all 3 of those guys had separate situations. So one of them, he had a past with it, but he had gotten over it like years before. So it wasn't still an issue, but he did have that history with it. Another one had at that present time a problem with it, but was actively fighting it, had an accountability person, and was kind of surrendering it to the Lord and all of that, was actively fighting it, but did still have a present issue with it. And then there was one that just didn't give a crap. He had the issue struggling with porn, and he didn't even tell me. I was the one who had to bring it up to him and straight up ask him, because I felt like the Holy Spirit put it on my heart to ask him about it. And I was shocked to find out that I was right, and he just didn't care. He basically was like, sorry, but didn't have an accountability partner, didn't have anything in place to try to fix that issue. It was basically like, deal with it. And all 3 claimed to be Christians. I believe they were, or at least at the time I believed they were, whatever, doesn't really matter. It's not for mine to decide if they weren't or not. But point being, I wanted to point out there are 3 separate scenarios where that can be the case, and every single time you need to be careful. So I would even say if somebody has the present issue with it and you are dating them, not married, marriage is a totally different story. We're not talking about that. Just dating. If they have a present issue with it and they are not trying to get help, they're not trying to get better, they're not trying to give it to the Lord, no accountability, I literally would say just leave. Like that's a no. However, if it is in their past or they're working really hard to get over it, here's my advice. Be very, very careful, because at the time I did not think it was a big deal. Now I truly believe it is a big deal. There can be redemption and hope and all of that found through getting over that, for sure, in Jesus Christ alone. Without Jesus, I don't even know how it's possible. But with Jesus, there's definitely hope. That being said, they have to be very self-disciplined to want to get over it. 2, they have to have a very strong relationship with the Lord to want to give that to Him and listen to the Lord's convictions in that. And 3, you need to know where your line in the sand is. You need to know, do you consider this cheating? I do. I personally do. If you do consider it cheating, are you going to break up with them if they do that again? You have to think about those things. You have to take them into account. Again, this is for dating, not marriage, dating. Another person I dated, I was not attracted to at all. Actually, several people that I dated in the past I wasn't attracted to at all. But I had this issue where I felt like since I didn't really find myself all that pretty, I went way low. And I just thought that if anyone likes me, then I am lucky, because I don't know, I just had either like a low sense of self-worth, whatever it was, but I settled a lot of times. I used to, not anymore, I'll talk about that in a minute, but there was this one guy in particular that I look back and I'm like, what was I doing? And that's not to say that somebody else wouldn't find him attractive. Like, that's not to say that at all, but I didn't, and I ignored that completely. Let me tell you something. It does matter. It does matter that you are attracted to them. It really, really does. And that is not shallow. That is not being selfish. You have to be attracted to the person that you're going to be married to. It's just, that's kind of what it is. Now, they could be the ugliest person in the world to somebody else, but be a beautiful specimen to you. That's fine. You're attracted to them. But like, I do think it matters. Nobody's going to convince me that it doesn't. And there are some people that you get to know their personality more and they become more attractive to you. That's fine. But like, if you like cringe seeing them or like being around them, don't be with them. Like, it's not fair to them either. And so I look back and I'm like, what was I doing? Now I'm engaged to who I think is the most handsome person on the planet. Like, Kai is like beyond my dream man. And I'm just like, wow, thank you, Jesus, for not letting me settle and giving me even more than I could have hoped for. Another person that I dated, I look back now and I realize now, and I think I realized then, but it was like way less than I do now, that they had an anger issue, a pretty bad one. And I thought, I was such a different person then too, and I just thought like, I'm supposed to fix them. Like, this is my job. And if I'm gonna marry them one day, like, this is my job. I need to fix them. I need to love them through this. Like, even if they're angry, I can fix it. I can be enough to make them stop being angry. And that, no. Ladies, no. Or any men watching this even, no. Like, that is not how it should be. Again, marriage is a different story. Marriage, once you're in and locked and loaded, and we need to figure that out with counseling. When you're dating somebody, it's different because you still have time to scurry off and get out. And I think when somebody has a serious anger issue that they will not address with the Lord, they won't get counseling for, whatever, you need to consider that, and if you might need to go. You know what I mean? Like, Again, everybody has something. It's the way they handle it though, you know? Everybody's gonna have a hard day, but like the person I was dating, like they threw things, they would yell at themselves, they would like hit themselves. Like it was just not good, and they would get so angry over even the littlest things. And I would just think, okay, I need to make sure that I don't do something to upset him, or I need to make sure that I don't do anything that could set him off more. I need to fix this. I need to do this, blah, 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 blah. And putting all of that weight on my shoulders, one, that makes me an idol, because it's like, let me put this on me and not on God. Like, that's bad. But two, it's not your job to fix anyone. You can't anyway. You can't save anyone. You can't fix anyone. And so that and anger issues can lead into way worse scenarios. So looking back now, even though he never took it out on me, well, he kind of did towards the very, very end, but other than that, he never really took it out on me. One day, there's a 99% chance that he would have, if we would have ended up getting married. Would have taken it out on me and our kids and all that jazz, and that's bad. That's so bad. How people respond to frustration and anger is important. It's very important, and I'm not saying there's no hope for that again, but dating is to see like red flags and like, you know, and this was one of those things that I just assumed this probably isn't a red flag. Everybody has something, blah, blah, blah. But looking back, I'm very grateful God got me out of that. Sippy sip. Okay, this is a fun one. Okay, so I dated somebody once that, okay, they were like really into sports, and like Kai loves sports. We watch sports. Probably every weekend we have a football game on or something for him and stuff like that. But Kai's not obsessed. I think this person was a little obsessed. And it came down to one of the reasons we ended up ending things was because he felt like he didn't have enough time for everything else he wanted to do and me. Everything else that he wanted to do included watching a certain amount of football every weekend and week and just all the time. And it like came to the point where he didn't have enough time for me and football. And thankfully I did see that as a red flag. And then when I was like, you're telling me I don't have worth more than that I, when I told him that, he was like, you're not who I thought you were. So that ended. Oh my gosh, that's so funny to me now. And I'm sure he's grown too since then. I wouldn't know. I am not friends with my exes. That's for a whole nother video. But all that to say, if he puts things like that above you, he's probably just not that into you. Have you seen that movie, He's Just Not That Into You? That he was just not that into me, and that's okay. Here's something else that a lot of people talk about, but I think it's out of the wrong reason. So some people will say, I believe that there is the one. And some people say, I believe that there isn't the one. There's multiple, whatever. And they'll say like either, you know, it was always you, or it could have been you, or it could have been somebody else. It doesn't matter. That's not what I'm even gonna talk about. If a guy that you are dating is like, I'm just trying to figure out if you're the one, I would run. Honestly, I would. Because here's the thing. If they are either one, so caught up in the idea of the one, are you the one? Then no matter what you do, you'll never be perfect enough for them. Or if they don't automatically, you know, aren't like, wow, yeah, it's her. Like, I don't care if the one exists or not. I want to be with her. If they're not like that, then like, there's a good chance they're just not that into you. And so if you've been dating a guy, and I'm not talking like a week, I'm talking like months, and he's still like, you're great, you're perfect, blah, 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 blah. But saying like, I just don't know if you're the one, and that's what's holding me back from like making you my girlfriend or whatever. Maybe step back. And I'm not saying that a guy has to know everything right away, because that's not always the case. So if you're like pushing him for engagement after like a month of knowing you, then like that might be a you problem. But like if it's been a while and he's still like, I don't know if we can be exclusive after a year and a half or whatever crap, because I don't know if you're the one, you should just go. Because like, I don't think you're the one for him, and I don't think he's the one for you. I think he has a little bit of the mind of a boy, and you should go. Here's another thing, and I don't even have anybody totally specific in mind for this, but if it's mostly like a physical relationship, and I'm not even talking like super far, like sexually or anything like that, I just mean like, if it's mostly you just like the feeling of butterflies or kissing or cuddling, but like you guys can't hold conversation to save your life, and you don't have anything in common really, and you don't have fun together unless you're being physical, you should probably go. Like that shouldn't probably be a thing, because I can tell you the physical aspect is gonna get old really, really fast. And if you don't love spending time with that person, or if he doesn't love spending time with you, it's not gonna work. Like Kai and I have so much fun together, and there are days we're literally engaged, and there'll be days where like we don't even kiss, and we're very like cuddly people too and everything, but we just have so much fun together that doesn't even matter. Like, we just love being around each other. That's what lasts. That's what, you know, makes it fun. And of course, having the relationship with Jesus in common and stuff. But just keep that in mind. Like, I look back and I'm like, I didn't even really like that person. Like, I think I just wanted to be wanted. You know, you might both not be into each other. You might just be lonely, and that is not a good idea, to just be with somebody because you're lonely. So I dated somebody, it was someone that I have already mentioned, but I'm not gonna match it up or anything, that made it very clear to me that I would not be kind of shown in his life at all. Like, no one would really know we're together, especially like online or anything like that. And he had a reason, but it was a dumb reason, honestly. It did not stand up. And I remember at the time that actually really bothered me, and that's when I started in my life to kind of wisen up and be like, this is not okay, this bothers me. But I didn't fully know if it was a red flag or not. And I'm here to tell you, it kind of is. If they have an issue letting other people know that they are taken, especially other women, then that could be for other reasons. It could be because they kind of want to keep that flirty vibe up with other women, or they want it to seem like they're single. It's just not a good idea. I'm not saying that's always the case, but I am 99% sure that that was the case in this scenario. And oh gosh, that was like, that's when I knew it was kind of over, like getting there, because I was like, this is, what is happening here? Like, again, I think it was one of those cases of either he's just not that into you, or he wants you, but he wants others on the side in the future. Like, he wants options. And like, no, I'm not into that. Oh, here's one. I dated a guy for a while that did not come to see me. I'm not going to give an idea of when it was, so I'm gonna be very vague here, but basically, I would always be the one to go see him. He would never, there was one time that he would come to see me over the course of then maybe like hundreds of times that I would go to see him. And I was under that mindset of like, it's okay, I need to be selfless, I need to be the one to do this, I need to, stop worrying about what he's doing, worry about what you're doing. And like, I get it, having that servant mentality, but when it comes to a relationship and, just dating somebody, again, not marriage, dating, and they do not make an effort to come see you, especially because you're the girl, you should be pursued, okay? And if that's not happening, get out of there. Like, I wish I would have recognized that is a red flag and put my foot down more and just been like, hey, why don't you do this? And then if they argued with me, being like, no, we're not playing that game. We're gonna fix this, or I'm gonna fix this by me leaving. Oh, here's another fun one. This is super fun for me, honestly, especially because I'm keeping them anonymous. I had somebody tell me that they started dating me, and then they were super gung-ho about me and told their mom they think they wanted to marry me one day and all this stuff, like within a week. Told me all that, wanted me to be their girlfriend, and then like a day later was like, no, I moved too fast, I want to go back to not being exclusive anymore. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then basically told me that they weren't really into me, but they wanted me to basically prove myself to them to see if they actually wanted to be with me. Like if I was like interesting enough for them. Like if I was like, your reaction right now is basically my reaction. I was like, huh? But again, I was in this mindset of like, oh, well, maybe this is what dating is supposed to be. Like, maybe I'm supposed to be the cool girl. Like, don't let anything bother me, and this and this, and blah, blah, blah. And like, I felt like I was walking on eggshells, because it was like, you said you wanted me, you were so vulnerable with me, and then I was vulnerable, and then whoa, none of that, and I need to see if I actually like you, so let's like test the waters to see if I actually like you, so just know like I'm taking notes, basically. And I remember being so stressed out. I was like, I don't even know how to act. Like, I don't know how to act like myself, because I feel like I'm under this constant scrutiny. And yes, like, dating is supposed to be, like, to observe and make sure that you can, like, you see a future with that person and paying attention, but you're not supposed to tell the person, like, just so you know, this is a test. Like, they'd be like, okay. So, if the guy is making you feel that way and making you feel like demeaned or like inferior, that's the moment to say, okay, stop right here. We're gonna take a step back. I'm gonna go home, because I am not here for you to put me under a little microscope and see if I meet all of your specifications and then just dump me. Like, because again, there's nothing wrong if somebody honestly is doing that and seeing, what about these little things and stuff like that. But you don't tell the person that. You don't say like, just so you know I'm watching you. Like, it's such a rude thing to do. I know this is a long video, but I hope it's interesting for you, because like, I love watching these kind of like talking videos when I'm either like, listening to them driving or getting ready or whatever. So I hope this is fascinating for you. So there was this one person that, I was standing up for myself about something, because he told me something that was kind of like unsettling, and I, took it unsettlingly, and it was essentially something along the lines of, he didn't know if I was worth the time and effort that it took, whatever. So he basically told that to me, like, not in a kind way either. And so I reacted not great. Like, I reacted like, excuse me? Like, you don't know if I'm worth it to you? Like, it was one of those things. And then he got upset at me because I reacted the way I did when somebody was basically telling me I wasn't worth it. And so then I was like, well, how would you want me to react right now? What did you expect me to say? And he was like, I expected you to say, okay, can I be praying for you? How can I be praying for you? And I was like, after you just told me, I'm not sure if you're really worth the time or effort in my life right now. You wanted me to respond with, oh, okay, that's fine. How can I be praying for you? Like, you just wanted me to do that. Like, that's an unrealistic expectation after you say something like that. And then I was like, what though? What would I pray for? And he goes, well, I wanted you to pray for God to tell me if I should keep you around or not. Boys and girls, don't do it. Don't do that. Like, it's not a fun time when you say that to a woman. Yeah, I said, you want me to pray if it's worth it for you to keep me around or not. You know what a better way to say that would be? I would like you to pray over, you know, the future of this relationship and like what God has in store. That would be a better way, you know? Yeah, don't say it like that. It's not a good time. Oh gosh, this is a fun one. Okay, I was in the car with someone, and I was like, what is going on? Like, why? Like, I feel like you're off. Like, what's going on here? Are you okay? Because I have a pretty strong sense of just like discernment and like picking up on vibes and stuff like that. And so I was like, what's going on and everything. He literally, legit, guys, this is hilarious. He goes, I feel like you like me so much more than I like you. And like, I look at you and just, you've never really blown me away. Yeah. He straight up said, you've just never really blown me away looking at you. If you could see my face in that moment, I literally looked at him like this. Excuse me. I was so mad. I remember I said, do yourself a favor. Never ever say that to another woman for the rest of your life. Just don't do it. And he goes, I was just trying to be honest. And I said, not like that. Not like that. Oh man, that was fun. You've just never blown me away. I just feel like you like me so much more than I like you. Oh, that was another thing I said. I remember. I was like, well, guess what? I don't like you more than you like me right now. Ended very soon after. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you, honestly, the point of it. Not only was this supposed to be a little bit fun, at nobody's expense, because again, I didn't want to say names or anything like that, but I hope it showed you that sometimes the blunt red flags aren't the red flags that are seen. Like, sometimes it's the little ones that you're thinking, should I just take that? Is that normal? Whatever. But a lot of times they are not normal and they are not okay. And I can tell you right now, being in a very healthy relationship with my fiance, even though things happen and things are hard sometimes, I have never, ever, ever had any of those scenarios happen with him, not even close. So just know it's not worth it to put yourself through that pain in dating when you can still get out if somebody treats you like that. So I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and comment down below what are some like red flags or even sneaky red flags that happened to you that you can look back and see now. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. I'm actually so excited to read this, so please leave them down below. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.